Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, and it's been 1 year since we've been streaming live for you guys on YouTube Landia. I am your host, Baby Moy, alongside Big Ness and Lil Crystal. We are the ENT Hooligans crew, the entertainment hub for all. Welcome all, welcome all. What's going on, folks?
Welcome all, welcome all. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's happening?
Yeah, and to all those out there that are, I guess, Catholics, happy Ash Wednesday.
That's right.
Is that today?
Yes, yes, it is today.
Yeah,
so
today.
happy Ash Wednesday to those of you who celebrate, and to those of you who happen to smoke as well. Happy Ash Wednesday. I know it's just another day for you.
Wow.
Talk about the controversy bag.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. I don't think you're gonna win votes with the Catholics here, bro.
No, I don't think so.
Oh my lord. Listen,
we can agree to disagree. That's okay.
Listen, if you're sensitive, listen, folks. By no means are we racist or prejudiced. Okay,
listener discretion is advised. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But no, it's true though. We're not prejudiced people. You know, we just like to have fun. And if you don't like to have fun, you know, make fun of yourself or even situations, you know, of who and what you are, then I don't know where you at and what you be about. I mean, you gotta have fun.
Yes, I mean, it wouldn't kill you to smile, people. It's okay. It's okay.
That's right.
It's fine.
Before we get the festivities started, I just want to thank everybody who has subscribed during the last year, 2 years, year and a half or so. And I also want to thank those who have desubscribed, those who have thumbs up, those who have shared, and those who are yet to subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. We love you all, and we'll continue to bring you more content as the time, days, weeks, months, and years pass by, because that's what we are all about, and that's what we do here. If you guys want to follow us, you could look at our description down below, where you will find our social media links to both Facebook and Twitter. You will also find my personal Twitter there, and also SoundCloud. You could listen to my music, his music, and her music at some point. With that said, folks, I think we've covered everything. We're going to get the show started. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, as you can see on the title, we will be discussing Satan.
Oh. Jeez.
Is Satan real? And where is he? Is Satan real, and where is he?
Ooh.
Obviously, I've always said, you know, you can't believe in God without believing in Satan. And what I mean by believe is believe that he exists. Now, whether or not you choose to put your faith in Satan, that's a whole different story in itself. But
yes,
you must believe that both good and evil do exist. And through biblical time and through our time, there's been an ongoing battle between good and evil that even goes beyond what we have seen and experienced and perhaps read about. What I'm talking about is celestial bodies. When we read the scriptures, you know, we read about God and his angels, and Lucifer being the angel of light who betrayed God because he says to himself, hey, you know what? Why can't we be all-knowing? Why can't I have the intelligence of God? Why can't I be at the same likeness of God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And thus all that questioning brought forth jealousy, and jealousy was ultimately Satan's demise. Him and 1/3 of the angels, who are known as the fallen angels, were cast out of paradise and are now in hell.
Yep.
Now, I think it's important to examine when we talk about where is Satan and who is Satan. We also need to discuss where and what is hell. Hello, guys. Yahoo!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
At the conclusion of today's show, folks, next week I am going to have new partners on board with me.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, you saying we're being casted out?
Yeah. You know what?
You will be
I'm going to call my...
You'll be casted out of my Eden, damn it.
You know what? I'm gonna call my union rep.
We have no union. We have no union here.
Oh, yes, we do.
We are the world.
Take over, guys. I'm sipping on water.
Look at you.
So, go ahead.
I think hell can also be a mental place as well. You know. You know, because you ask people, you know, so how do you feel? Oh, I feel like I'm in hell, but are you really?
Yeah, but you could also feel like you're in heaven.
Yeah.
When things are on the
Right, this
on the uprise.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we because I know we've had this conversation before. I'm not sure if it was on here on air or off air, but you know, when we talk about, you know, God and Satan, it's more of spiritual beings, not necessarily a human or a creature of any sort of like when we talk about spiritual warfare, it's basically that spiritual warfare, principalities.
Again, it goes beyond our comprehension and what we could wrap our heads around.
Right, it's an internal war that's going on amongst us all.
Yeah, correct. You know,
the battle between good and evil, like that we face on a daily basis within ourselves, because we're flawed, which means we have good in us and we also have bad in us.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this is the battle that we fight on a daily basis.
Correct. Correct. You know, I couldn't have put that better myself. I mean, that's basically it in a nutshell, guys. You know, even within ourselves, like he just said, there's a raging battle between good and evil. You know, sometimes we're faced with situations where, you know, you've been in that situation where you're like, oh man, I don't know if I should really do this. You know, it doesn't seem right, especially if you're a teenager. You know, you indulge and engage in things that you know are wrong. You know, oh man, I really want those sneakers, but I don't have the money, and I know I shouldn't take from my dad's stash or from my mom's stash, but I really want them sneakers, and I know it's bad if I take that, but you know what? I just gotta get those sneakers, you know. So you go, you do it anyway, you buy the sneakers, and then most times you're gonna feel like crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. I feel bad now that I bought those sneakers, you know, and then, oh, but I don't want to return them. They look so dope, man. They look good on my feet, you know what I mean? And then Daddy catches you.
You find yourself trying to comfort,
to justify the means. Yeah.
To justify what you did. To rationalize. Well, hey, look, you know, I really wanted them sneakers, and they look dope on me and everything.
Now,
you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Now, not to single just the teenagers. As adults, we do that as well.
Oh no, yeah, but I chose teenage years because you're influenced. You're so easily influenced at that age. You know,
more vulnerable as a teenager. Yes,
of course.
Yeah.
You're more impressionable. You're more easily influenced as a teenager.
But then it's the question of,
as a child and as a teenager.
Yeah, it's the question of as well. Do you have a conscience? Do you care?
Well, obviously you do, because you felt bad afterwards.
Yeah.
So of course you did care, but you just went for the
right.
You know, instead of going with what's right, you went with what's left. So.
Right, yeah, you went basically with your impulses. You know, you were just it was your impulsive behaviors essentially with that.
No, there are some people that just don't care.
Oh, no, obviously
they know that it's wrong, but they just don't care.
Obviously, yeah.
That speaks to a whole other issue, though. That's not necessarily necessarily mean that they don't have a conscience.
Right. I'm speaking between choosing good and evil, or a good choice versus a not so good of a choice. to illustrate this ongoing battle and how either simple or complex it can be.
Yep.
Right. And as far as those who just don't care, I don't think it's a matter of them not caring. I just think it's a matter of them being numb to any sort of care or not.
Yeah, and you become numb to these to situations or making choices and having an attitude of I really don't care because obviously you started off giving a damn. You know,
Exactly.
And maybe feelings were hurt in the long run because I cared and I don't care anymore. Again, the argument there, I don't care anymore. Anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so obviously that says to me, oh, you used to care. You know, and maybe there's a tiny speck there that still maybe tells you from time to time, hey, you know, you do still care. You're angry though. You're angry because you do still care. You know you do, but you choose to block it out.
But you decide to block it out, exactly. Just to, for the sake of pride.
Right.
Exactly.
You block it out.
And then you do it so much so that it becomes second nature. It becomes like breathing.
Yeah. Yeah. You become numb to it, and you're just like, okay.
You know, so you adapt to that. And that's the thing about humans. Humans, we are, if we are willing to, we can adapt to situations. Again, but willingness has to be there.
Yes, that's the key component. Without that, there's no adaptation.
Right.
Exactly.
You know.
No.
Now, this could also be applied to this subject because, okay, what are we going to adapt our lives towards? Are we going to, for the most part, make the right choices, or are we going to make choices that end up wrecking our lives? And then the other question then becomes, since we're on the subject, who is responsible for set choices? Is it you, ultimately, and only you, or does it go back to God versus Satan? Or is it a little bit of everything?
I think it's a little bit of everything. Because it all works hand in hand. It all works together.
Right. Now, going back to the sneakers, obviously, you know you made a wrong decision because something had already been told you, don't do it. Now, rather your conscience, God, I believe in angels.
Yep.
You know. So, but then obviously there was the other personality over
the
there
other side of the coin,
telling you, you know, it's like that episode of Garfield.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Ness. Recollect that one for the viewers if they haven't watched that.
So for those of you who haven't seen this episode of Garfield, this is basically Garfield's good conscience and his bad conscience. You know, kind of having this, playing tug of war with Garfield. Whether they wanted Garfield to mess up the house or kick Odie off the table. The good conscience would tell him, no, don't do it. You know, the bad conscience said, nah, go right ahead. It's okay.
It's funny.
It's alright, it's funny.
Go ahead, Garfield. Yeah.
No, Garfield, don't do it.
You're gonna feel really good if you kick Odie off the table, Garfield. Oh.
No, Garfield, you're not gonna feel good. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's basically a simulation of what goes on in our minds sometimes.
Yeah, or it's like the Family
battle
Matters
that we go through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Family Matters episode where Steve is, you know, debating, should I give Eddie all the answers or shouldn't I with this date with Laura? You know?
Right.
You see his good conscience saying, no, don't do it, but his bad conscience is like, come on, man, do you want this date with Laura or not? You know?
Exactly. You know, on a side note, speaking of Family Matters, I just have to say this to get it out of the way. I like the fact that, yes, Steve was depicted as such a smart and such a nerdy person, but at the same time, they also showed that he also was susceptible and is susceptible to making mistakes.
Of course.
Yeah, because as smart really as he was, he was a klutz.
Exactly.
Yeah, poor Carl's house.
But I think nobody on that show was more of a screw up than Eddie.
Than Eddie. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He was always doing something.
Yeah, and he eventually became a cop, so that all worked out.
Yeah, and I don't know who was funny, like who was dumber, Steve or Waldo.
Oh no, Waldo was just dumb. Okay, Steve was just clumsy.
But he becomes a chef somehow.
Yeah, which is crazy weird.
But back to the topic though. Crystal, let's hear you on these subjects. You haven't said much, so go ahead, take the floor.
Go ahead, take the floor.
Well, when I spoke to them about this topic, my colleagues off air, it all started with the question: is Satan really here? I think that demons are everywhere. As far as Satan goes, I think he's here, but I don't think he's manifested himself as of yet. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. I mean, just as God and Jesus, if we look at those two personalities, we see that Satan won't manifest himself until the Antichrist, takes reign here on earth, and that's when we will see who is who. Mm-hmm. In the flesh, actually.
Yeah, but the Antichrist isn't here yet.
Right.
But like I said,
go ahead.
I believe that Satan, is everywhere, and he's just laughing at us when we do make mistakes or we do decide to walk away from God. I got you.
Right. Now, I want to go back to something that Ness says or has been saying quite a lot as of late, and I want to go to this. Satan isn't that good of a liar. Now, let me further that and say he's absolutely right. Someone who's the master of trickery, as Satan is, okay, will obviously be a very, very, very bad liar. But he's such a bad liar that he's brilliant at it. He'll beat around the bush. And then at the same time he'll sell you all the riches, diamonds, and gold there is to be on Earth.
Right.
Simply put, the brilliance behind this quote-unquote master of trickery, the mastery behind it is simply illusion.
That's correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
Again,
the word says it though, trickery.
Trickery.
¿Qué son los engaños? Los engaños son ilusiones.
If I know that you are gullible and you're naive, I could easily manipulate you into thinking whatever I want you to think.
Of course.
Okay, let's look at it this way. En muchas canciones en español, right? Los artistas usan una frase que dice, "Me engañaste con tus ilusiones." And that's care to translate?
In a lot of songs in Spanish, a lot of the Spanish artists like to say that you disillusion me. You lie. You basically deceive me with your illusions.
Exactly. Me engañaste
essentially
con tus ilusiones.
What they like to say.
Right. Engaño, ilusión, illusions, trickery. It all just goes hand in hand.
Exactly.
So, you roll it up into a ball, and they are all essentially lies.
Yes.
Yeah, because
on the surface, it sounds great. It sounds real. It sounds fantastic. On the surface.
You know who is a perfect example of that?
Go ahead.
Right.
Eve. very beginning, you know.
Oh, I thought. Oh my gosh! Wow, I feel so stupid right now. I thought you were talking about the rapper.
No.
I thought so too.
Not the rapper.
Oh my gosh! Forgive me. I was about to go on Google and research. Wait a minute, what did Eve do? Oh.
Love is blind. Hey, is she really lying about love being blind?
We're not lying about us being it.
Oh. Ha 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 ha. Where's the laugh track at?
Go ahead, Crystal. Eve from
Yes.
From the Bible.
From Genesis. Yeah, from the Bible. Man, y'all almost made me lose my train of thought. So, at the very beginning, what happens? Satan comes to her and says, hey, wouldn't you like to be clothed? Wouldn't you like to, know right and wrong? Wouldn't you like to bite from this?
To be opened?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You want to know right from wrong, don't you? You want to be all-knowing. Wouldn't you like to be just as the Most High?
Again.
Wow, that was really good.
Illusion.
Yeah, it's all illusion. And then what happens?
Basically, it's him preying on our vulnerabilities, on our impulses.
Yeah, and then what happened? God finds out, obviously, and he's very disappointed because they easily believed Satan.
Yeah, and what happened because of this, then we have the first incident of the blame game. She did it. She told me to.
Exactly.
And then she says, yeah, but he, the serpent.
Yep.
Alright. So then we have the blame game, and we have disobedience.
And ever since then, this is what we've been doing. We've been doing things we know we have no business doing, and blaming others for it.
Exactly. America. Anyway.
Whoa.
That's a great example, actually.
Just saying.
More specifically, the powers that be.
Yes. Oh, Lord. Things would be good if people knew how to keep their nose out of other people's business. Just saying.
Yes, very much so.
Let everybody be, man. Let us take care of us. How about that? How's that for a concept?
Yeah.
And not just for America, but the whole world. Come on.
Exactly.
But
charity starts at home, people. Charity starts at home. If your house is in order, how can you go and tell somebody else how to maintain their houses?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Now, since we're talking about where is Satan or Satan here and who is Satan, let's look at God for a minute here, though. I was having a conversation with my uncle yesterday, and he asked the question, where is God? Right, similar to what you asked, Crystal,
right?
And what we're talking about here. And my answer to him was, God is everywhere, but God is mostly where he is accepted. God could be, for example, Ness could be outside my house, or Crystal could be outside of my house. It doesn't mean I'm going to open the door. I mean, I will, but I'm just saying, just to give you guys an example. I don't have to open the door. I don't have to let them in.
No,
but they're there.
They're very true.
But they're there, right? Hey. That's what God does. God is everywhere, but is he with you?
Exactly. Do you accept him? And if you look back, it's the same thing with us, right? Because what do we all want? We all want acceptance from our peers. We all want acceptance from our colleagues, our families.
Right.
Yes, exactly. We're all looking for that,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what God wants. God wants his acceptance, and
that's no coincidence.
No, it's not.
But here we go. On God's heels, who do we have?
Satan.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Because it's a battle. Listen, at the end of the day, it's not a battle for our body. The soul is eternal.
Battle for a soul.
The soul never dies.
Nope.
Okay. So that's ultimately what we're fighting for.
The flesh disappears, but the soul survives.
Exactly. And this is what this battle is for. Souls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
And again, on God's heels is Satan. Oh yeah, you think you can invite a hermana such and such. Watch this. Mm-hmm. And God just sits there going, you really think you've won, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You really think you've won. You're so good at trickery that you've tricked and fooled yourself in believing that you've won.
When in reality, he's scared of God.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's terrified of him.
Exactly.
All his little angels are too.
Yes.
They don't want that smoke, man. They don't want it.
Oh, no. But just as God is knocking at your door, so is Satan.
Yeah.
We have the free will to choose. And again, I don't think that God or Satan are entirely responsible for our actions. Do they influence? Absolutely, yes. But do they ultimately make the choice for us? Absolutely not. We choose those actions.
Right.
We choose what and who we decide to listen to.
Correct.
It's like, if something happens to a person, well, God wanted this to happen. Why did God want this to happen? You sure it was God?
Exactly.
If something bad happens, why can't you say, well, Satan wanted this to happen?
Mm-hmm. It goes
because
back
I'm
to
sure
the
you had a
backwards
hand
thinking.
In whatever.
It goes back to the backwards thinking we talked about, I think last week, when we when we blame God for everything, and then turn around and say, "Woo, man, I'm happy as hell," when something exciting happens.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's look at the story of Job. Mm-hmm. Job is somebody who he had cattle and acres of land and riches and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And all of that was stripped away from him. Everything. God, yes, allowed Satan to do this because I really want to test his faith. Is he really loyal to you, God? And God said, okay, watch. And Job went through all of that. And what happened, because he was restored, he got everything back tenfold. See, at the end of the day, no matter what, God will always have our best interest at heart.
Exactly.
It's just that we don't see it. Because we are such a now society, because we are such a rush-down society, we want things now. We want to see the why now. We want to know the why now.
All right now. We want it right now.
When in reality,
we don't want to wait. We want it right now.
I told somebody today, I said, 1,000 years is a day to God. That for us seems like an eternity.
1,000 days is 1,000 days.
Oh, is it 1,000 days?
No, I'm sorry. 1,000 years is a day, and a day is 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Meaning it is timeless. Time does not exist, nor goes backwards or forwards for God.
Right, exactly. It's us who make, I want this to happen. If this doesn't happen in 3 years, our time.
Then I failed.
Whatever. Yeah, epically failed. Yeah, and I said to this person, it's patience.
Yes.
You can't have this now attitude with God. You just can't.
Oh man, but I want to know why this is happening to me right now.
Well, you're not ready to know why it's happening right now. That's why you don't know right now.
But why? I mean, this isn't fair. I want to know right now, though. It needs to be right now because I can't wait for later.
That's not fair.
See, here we go. Yeah. I can't wait for later.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's the rush?
You can't wait for later, or are you telling yourself that you choose not to wait for later?
You don't want to wait for later.
Why can't you wait till later? What's the rush?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the hurry?
Well, you got something important to do later? Is that it?
Yeah.
You know?
You got the runs or something?
Wow.
Well, that I wouldn't have ran with that one, but
that's great.
Oh Lord, gotta have fun. I said, right?
See, I could have said that earlier, but I decided to wait till now to say that.
Anyway, whatever. You're fired.
Uh-oh. That's 18 times.
Man, bro, you're on a hot path right now, homie.
I know, right? But yeah, we patience is not our strong suit as a society.
Not at all. Because what happens...
Man, jeez.
A perfect example is a fast food line.
Huh.
Okay?
Go ahead.
So you're in your car, say you're at Whataburger.
Yeah,
and for those of you who don't know what Whataburger is, it's a thing in Texas and Oklahoma, and they serve really awesome burgers and fries and stuff. So say you're Whataburger or McDonald's or Burger King, and there's lots of people in line, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I only have 30 minutes to get to work. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to get my food in time. I need it right now.
Yep. And it happens to all of us. It happens to me when I order food. I'm like,
yeah.
Yo, what about...
Where's my food?
It's been 40 minutes, man. Where's my food?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
I called you 40 minutes ago. I check. I'll even check on my phone to see what time I called them. I'm like, I told you and Chris, I'm like, yo, guys, hold on. Let me check what time I called these guys. Hold on, give me a moment.
Yeah. It's happened. It's happened to all of us. Yeah, I mean, I've placed an order. I mean, I've placed an order before, and they've said to me, okay, it's gonna be 45 minutes. And one of my thoughts is, damn, 45 minutes.
Exactly. No, but here's the stupid part. Here is the stupid part. You ready? They tell you 45 minutes, right? 30 minutes have gone by. Oh my god, it's been 30 minutes. Oh man, that's taking so long. Hold on, let me check. What time did I call them? You're checking at 30 minutes. Hasn't even been 45 minutes yet, and you're like, oh my god,
you're checking over there.
Man, what time did I call these guys?
Yeah.
I don't know what time you call these guys. Why don't you check on your phone?
Well, in my case, I thought to myself, damn, 45 minutes? I'm free. Man, I'm hungry right now. I wanted to come. Then about 15, 20 minutes go by, I'm like, gee, they still haven't gotten here yet?
Exactly. Yep. That's how we are. That's unfortunately how we are.
Or sometimes, we're sitting at home or whatever, and you're like, I want something to eat. Yeah, but then if I cook this, and it's going to take me longer to do that, and I want to eat right now.
I'll just make me a sandwich instead.
Yep. I'll just have me peanut butter crackers.
And then you're really feeling down, because then after you eat that, you're like, oh man, but I really wanted to eat that instead.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or you'll do this number. You're like, man, I'm still hungry.
Yeah. And then you're over there like looking around for stuff. I know, because that happened to me. I had peanut butter crackers.
And then you find yourself thinking, well, why didn't you just make whatever you were originally going to get in the first place?
Oh, that is so true.
I know, like that happened to me. So I was having coffee this morning, and I had peanut butter crackers, and I thought, yeah, but I really wanted the apple pie yogurt. Well, I should have gotten that in the first place.
Or here's another thing that'll happen too is, you go to look for something to eat, and you're like, oh man, this is all I got right now. Oh, crap, I don't want that, but
I don't want that.
And you'll stand there and you'll think it over for a good 5, 10, 15 minutes until you finally go, all right. This will do for now.
or you have these people. Because I know someone that does this. I don't know if I should order out, and they're thinking about it for like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's just doing too much. Either you want to order out or you don't.
Yeah.
Oh no! You know what happened to us one time?
Oh gosh, what?
We knew where we were gonna order from. It took us 30 to 35 minutes to figure out what we were gonna get.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yes.
What?
Oh boy.
What? That's ridiculous.
But it happens, you see.
But I'm over here thinking, what do I want? I'll be at Red Lobster going, what do I want? 15, 20 minutes later, yeah, okay, I'm ready to order now.
Yeah, I'll get this. Oh man, but I really would have liked.
But I should have gotten that. Yeah.
Man. You know.
Oh well.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But again, choice, right? Choice.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the ability to choose, just as we have the ability to choose what we decide to listen to. Do we want to follow the straight path, or do we want to follow a twisted and crooked path?
Which way? Which decisions?
Right.
So yes, the decision is ours, but yes, I believe that it's both your conscience and, whatever deity you decide to believe in who has influence over that as well. But I don't think that one should entirely place the blame on, because partially it's you and partially it's whatever you decided to listen to. If God gave you a blessing, yes, I worked for this. Thank you, Lord, for blessing me. You're facing deception. Your attitude shouldn't be, oh God, why are you allowing this to happen? Your attitude should be, Satan, I'm taking you down.
Yeah.
I'm taking you down. I got God, and I'm taking you down.
Yeah.
I ain't allowing your trickery. I ain't allowing your lies, your deceitfulness. I ain't allowing that to bring me down. I ain't allowing that to ruin my day. I ain't allowing that to dictate and to be a bigger problem than the problem that I already have facing me already. I won't allow you to become my problem.
Yep.
That's how that's
and he cowers after that. After you say that, because he doesn't like to be rejected.
Exactly. So hey, put that armor on, man. Put that shield on.
Exactly.
And hold up that sword.
Yep.
And do a little dance.
Hey, the shuffle. That's right.
The shuffle.
We're gonna call this the spiritual shuffle.
Yeah.
That's right.
Coming to every church in the country. Yay.
By the way, this show has been brought to you by... Ness, you got anything?
Brought to you by...
No, you usually have something. No, not this time. Well, anyway, folks, this show has been brought to you by Metal Products. Yes, Mr. Meadows Products. Mr. Meadows. No.
That's right. That's right. He has products of all shapes, sizes, and
colors.
So don't delay. Order today.
Mr. Meadows.
I was gonna say, this show is brought to you by Bob's Bibbles.
Hey, you know what? I still think he should run with that. Bob's Bibles.
Yes.
Hey,
I think
nice.
It has a really nice really nice sounding tone to it. Bob's Bibles.
It does. Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
he
just
should,
rolls
you
right
know,
off the tongue. Yeah, Bob's Bibles.
you know, give Bibles away for people who need Bibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, the dog agrees.
Apparently, Thunder over there agrees. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Thunder.
You.
All right. So have we squozen the juice out of this?
I think so.
And once again, folks, remember, the devil is a liar, but again, he's not a good liar. He's not a good liar. Illusion is his weapon. All illusion.
Exactly. Any final words, Crystal?
Do your best to condemn Satan. You know, it's not easy because he does tempt us with things that we want. But try to remember that God is the ultimate reward. You know, getting to heaven is the ultimate reward.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, guys, before I go, I just want to send a special shout out to my mom and to my dad. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting us and for always being there. And may God bless the both of you. Thank you. I'm proud to be your son. For
Well said, man. Well said.
For anti-hooligans, I'm Baby Moy. He's Big Ness. She's Little Crystal. And remember, folks, whatever you do for the remainder of today, make sure to always, always, always keep God number one in your life. Always. I'm Baby Moy, and we are out of here. So, with that said, see ya.
God bless y'all. Peace.